What up, it's Jimmy. This is a clip from my NHL show. Check out the entire show. Hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. LA Kings at the Anaheim Ducks. The Kings are 10-8-6, 6-5-2 away. The Ducks are 8-12-6, 4-7-3 at home. We're at Honda Center in Anaheim, California. I am on the Los Angeles Kings, -1 at +131. This total at 5.5 is +110 to the over. Some books have it more than that. Some books are slightly less. And I should have taken the over in the first game of the series. It bothered me enormously that I didn't. And I'm not going to do it here. I really find with totals, you don't go back to the well. On sides, you can go back to the well. It's dangerous, but you can. But in totals, you don't. I am on the Kings at +131 -1. That's a -125 money line and a +195 puck line. That +195 puck line is still available. And the money line opened up at -125. It's still at -125. There's been no movement. The Kings power play, 26.4%. Their penalty killing, 82.2%. That's very good. That's very good for a team that has 10 wins, 8 losses, and 6 overtime or shootout losses. So really 14 losses in their 24 games. To have special teams that strong and have that poor of a record is not easy. The Ducks power play, 13.3%. Their penalty killing, 79.5%. Calvin Peterson has been in net. And if you look up on any site, they're expected that Calvin Peterson will be in goal. That's because Johnny Quick has a lower body injury. It's day-to-day. It doesn't seem to be a bad injury, but it's hard to know what's really going on. Calvin Peterson, 4-4-4, 2.74 goals against average, 914 save percentage, 0 shutouts. He's a 5th-round draft pick. And he had a great start to the season with no pressure because Johnny Quick was the starter, and it's been pretty easy to outshine Johnny Quick. And what happens when you do? You get another job in the NHL. But now Calvin Peterson's last 3 games have been poor, and he looked very bad on Monday. So I'm hoping that Troy Grosenick gets his first start since 2014-15. He's only had 2 games in the NHL. He's a 31-year-old journeyman, undrafted. He's had 2 very strong seasons in Milwaukee. 29-3 last year, 2.29 goals against average, 920 save percentage, 2 shutouts. And those of you who are around hockey, and especially, around or watch, I should say, because not very many of us get to be around the higher ranks. But in the NHL, when a 31-year-old undrafted journeyman who's played 2 games in the NHL gets a shot between the pipes in the big leagues, the players in the dressing room step up. They try to do whatever is necessary to get this journeyman a win. This might be the last game he ever plays in the NHL. And so I'm hoping that McClellan puts Grosenick in net. Now, of course, that's McClellan's decision to make. But I think it would be the right decision here. Now, if Johnny Quick's good to go, sure, put Johnny Quick back in net. But if Troy Grosenick is in net, I may add to this bet. John Gibson should be between the pipes for the Ducks. He's 6'10" 5, 2.89 goals against average, 900 save percentage, 3 shutouts. He's just simply not the same Johnny Gibson that we remember. And it's not because he's old. It's the team he has in front of him. The Kings played atrocious in their 6-5 overtime loss here on Monday. You can't allow 6 goals to a team that averages 2.31 on the season. Cal Peterson looked bad. He looked bad. He's allowed 13 goals in his last 3 games, all overtime losses. Give Grosenick a chance. The Kings have scored power play goals in 5 straight games. Kopitar has a point in 5 straight games with 2 goals and 7 assists. They can't trust their goaltending. And now Johnny Quick is hurt, and he had a chance to take the reins and run with it. They played sloppy and terrible hockey and lost to a team that is not as good as them. And McClellan is a tough guy. That is not acceptable hockey. And I expect him to get the most out of this team tonight. Play for each other. Battle out there and win this hockey game. They're lucky I'm not in that dressing room. Open hand slapping everybody in the face. And while I point at Troy Grosnick, this could be his only game in the NHL. Are you going to fucking ruin this? Are you going to play like men or little bitches? Open hand slap. Open hand slap. Of course, I wouldn't open hand slap Kopitar, Doughty, or Brown. But everybody else. All right. The Ducks played well to get the win on Monday night. Trevor Zegras, the Bedford, New York product, 9th overall pick in 2019 out of Boston University. He's given this team a boost. Now, I know you're probably sitting there saying he's 2 assists in 7 games. But still, the kid physically, just physically looks like Gretzky. 6 feet tall, tiny. What's he weigh? 165 pounds, this kid. He assisted on the overtime winner scored by Adam Henrique. They're going to give this is going to be his hockey team in a couple of years. Adam Henrique scored the overtime winner. He needs to get going. The Windsor Spitfire alum has got to get going. Scored 26 goals last year. He scored 30 goals as a Devil one year. He's got 6 goals and 10 points on the season. Unacceptable. Ricard Raquel had 2 goals and an assist. Listen to this stat. He's the 4th Anaheim player in 10 years to have 3 or more points in consecutive games. What? How shitty is your franchise? Saku Koivu in 2012, Andre Case in 2018, and Troy Terry in 2019. Where's Getzlaf on that list? How's Getzlaf not done that? Have to open hand slap Getzlaf too. Speaking of Troy Terry, upper body injury, defenseman Josh Manson, lower body injury. They were injured during the game. They did not return. This is a weak forward group in a very weak defensive core that's already missing Hampus Lindholm. You take Manson out of there and Lindholm. I expect the Ducks to lose to the better team. I'm on the Kings -1. And that is dangerous because the Ducks have played 19 of their 26 games. An alarming 73.1% of their games have come down to a single goal. And that was only their 6th win. Their 6 wins, 7 losses, and 6 overtime or shootout losses. The victory over the Kings was Anaheim's 8th straight 1-goal game, which tied the team record. No matter. Kings -1. And that Kings -1's at +131.